Billionaire overhears a desperate mom beg to save her daughter. What he does next will leave you speechless. The morning sun streamed through the tall glass windows of Graceview Hospital, but inside the waiting area, the air felt heavy with anxiety and despair. Among the weary faces and hurried footsteps, one voice rose above the rest, shaky, desperate, and heart-wrenching. A young mother, her coat frayed and shoes scuffed, clutched her small child close, a stuffed rabbit dangling from her hand. Her knees gave way, and she collapsed near the reception desk, crying out, "Please, someone, anyone, save my son." It wasn't just a plea. It was a soul breaking under the weight of helplessness. People glanced, some with sympathy, others with annoyance, but no one stepped forward. She was invisible to most, just another struggling mother in a world too busy to notice. But fate had other plans. In the hallway, a man passed by who was never meant to be there. His life was a series of skyscrapers, boardrooms, and luxury cars. His name was Lucas Whitmore, one of the country's wealthiest businessmen. That morning, what he witnessed would alter him forever. Lucas had come only for a brief meeting regarding a new pediatric wing his foundation was funding. He had no plans to linger. His life was a tightly scheduled symphony of private jets, luxury hotels, and meetings that could not be delayed. Yet as he neared the desk, he froze. His eyes fell on the mother, kneeling on the cold tile floor, holding a fragile boy whose skin was pale and chest barely rising with each breath. The mother's name was Clara Donovan. Life had been cruel to her. Once a promising college student aiming to become a nurse, she had been abandoned by her fiancé when their son, Jamie, was just a baby. Since then, she had juggled multiple low-paying jobs, often going without meals so Jamie could eat. Poverty clung to her more than her threadbare coat and worn shoes. It weighed on her back, bowed her shoulders, and shadowed her movements. Yet her eyes blazed with love only a mother fighting for a child could carry. For weeks, Jamie had battled a relentless fever, his strength fading, his cough worsening. Doctors had confirmed he needed urgent, costly treatment. Without it, his survival was uncertain. Clara had pleaded with every charity, knocked on countless doors, but was met only with polite refusals and shaking heads. And now, once more, she was told, "We can't start without payment." Her cries echoed through the sterile hallway. "Please, he's just a child. Take me instead if you must, but save him." Her voice cracked, and Jamie whimpered softly. Lucas felt something stir inside him, a feeling long buried. His empire was built on contracts, hard deals, and a firm belief that life's rewards were earned. But in Clara and Jamie, he saw something he had forgotten. Sometimes life crushes the innocent under burdens they cannot bear. He could have walked away. He could have told himself it was not his responsibility. But instead, he took a step forward. When Clara's tear-streaked eyes met his, she didn't see a billionaire. She saw a human being who might still have a heart. Lucas spoke quietly to the nurse, and within moments, resistance melted away. "Prepare him for immediate treatment," he instructed. "All expenses will be covered under my account." Clara gasped, clutching Jamie as if afraid the promise would vanish. "Why?" she whispered through her tears. Lucas's gaze fell on Jamie's tiny hand gripping the rabbit, a small beacon of hope amidst illness. "Because no child should suffer for what the world failed to provide," he said softly. "And no mother should have to beg for mercy that should already be hers." Hours passed as Jamie underwent treatment. Clara waited outside, trembling with fear and hope. Lucas remained beside her, his tailored suit and polished shoes a stark contrast to the plastic chairs and harsh fluorescent lights. His presence, though silent, offered an unexpected comfort. Memories haunted him. Long ago, he too had known hunger and struggle. His mother had worked tirelessly to keep him alive, and he had buried those memories beneath layers of wealth, forgetting the fear, the helplessness, and the love that had saved him. But Clara's cries had cracked the walls he built around his heart. Later, doctors returned with news. Jamie's condition had stabilized. Relief swept through Clara, and she collapsed into grateful tears. She turned to Lucas, searching for words to convey the depth of her gratitude. Lucas wasn't finished. Learning of her struggles, how she had juggled jobs, paid rent with barely enough to live, and fought daily just to keep her son alive, he quietly made a decision. He arranged for Clara to join his foundation, with flexible hours and steady support, enough for Jamie's care and her own well-being. He also set up an education trust fund for Jamie, ensuring he would never face the limitations Clara had endured. Clara, overwhelmed, shook her head. You don't even know us. Why? Lucas allowed a small, rare smile. Because someone once gave my family a chance. It changed everything. It's time I return that gift. News of Lucas Whitmore and Clara Donovan spread, quietly at first, whisper among hospital staff, then shared by those who witnessed the moment. In a world often clouded by greed and indifference, one act of compassion had ignited hope. A billionaire had bent down to lift someone who had fallen, rewriting the future for a family in need. As the sun set, Clara held Jamie close. His breaths were steady, his cheeks rosier. For the first time in years, she felt what she thought was lost forever. Safety, hope, and the certainty that miracles could still happen. If this story touched your heart, remember that compassion is stronger than wealth, and a single act of kindness can change lives forever.